package today from Buyee. I made several purchases from Mercari Japan and Amazon Japan, and I'm going to share that haul today. I did already unbox everything and unwrap everything. I just wanted to get into it to see everything because this Buyee order, I literally took the full 30 days of the free storage in their warehouse. And as the month went on, I just kept making orders and kept adding and adding to it. So then at the end of the about 30 days, I did the consolidation and had it shipped to me. So I was kind of dreading what the shipping fees would be like because some of the items are like bigger and heavier books, but it wasn't too bad. Like compared to other Buyee orders that I've made in the past, it's comparable to like more small and medium orders that I've made, like the shipping fees. And I'm always amazed every time I have something shipped from Japan, whether it's CD Japan or Buyee. I'm always so amazed how fast it is because I live in Alaska, so usually it goes from Japan to like Ohio or something and then to Alaska. But usually it's like within 4 days of shipping from Japan, it'll arrive to me. So really happy with the shipping, the delivery, the protective packaging. I didn't pay for extra protective packaging, but everything was nice and tight and secure. But so I already unwrapped everything, so I'm just going to go one by one through the items for the different series that I bought things for. This is mostly extras like art books, guidebooks, prints, a couple Japanese mangas. Actually, I just looked. I think only one Japanese manga volume. But feel free to use the timestamps because it's really just all over the place. Like I'm pretty sure I have all the demographics covered with this haul. So I have some shoujo stuff, shonen, josei, and seinen. And for the booklets and art books and guidebooks, I am going to be doing like a little bit of flipping through them just so that anyone who's curious about these items or about these series can get a little bit of a preview. So it will help people to decide if they want to pick these items up themselves or not. So again, feel free to use the timestamps. If there's anything that you're not interested in, you can skip to the next thing. But I'll go ahead and get started with Kimi ni Todoke. So I got a few items. The first one here is the guidebook. So I didn't even know there was a guidebook for Kimi ni Todoke. I do have the fan book. But when I was just browsing and looking around, I came across this one and I was really pleased. It's in like really good condition. It didn't come new, it was used, but it feels like it's new. So because this is a guidebook, I think it is more so like for the anime than the manga series. There's a lot of text. Yeah, so a lot of text, but toward the beginning, a lot of color pages. They're so cute. So this is a shoujo high school romance. It's super adorable. But for this series, I am collecting the manga, and I have the fan book and the illustration book. And I do typically get guidebooks for the series that I like too. So as soon as I saw this one, I was like, I have to get it. Okay, next is the volume 30 special edition. So when this arrived, I was kind of surprised because I thought this was a variant cover. And I did get this one new, by the way. I got this one through Amazon Japan, so it was wrapped and brand new. But I thought this was the volume 30 special edition cover, and it even like has the spine. But then if I go to flip through, it's not. It's actually just like a sleeve. So it's a sleeve with this alternate cover. And then this, I think, is the regular volume 30 cover. So it's a special edition, regular cover, but it came with this booklet. So I had kind of found a few different Kimi Todoke booklets as I was just browsing Mercari Japan. But big thanks to Manga Stars on Instagram. She sent me a bunch of pictures of the booklets that she had picked up. And I guess that there was a works booklet and then a tribute booklet. And then they combined the two of them into this booklet and released it with the volume 30 special edition. So really glad I found out about that, because otherwise I probably would have gotten all three, being unsure about it. But so this is the volume 30. I really hate these spines. Like, it's a cute shoujo series. Why don't they make the spines cute? But it's okay. Got the whole gang here on the back. I think it's really sweet when the final volumes come out for series and then they put some kind of thank you message. I think Horimiya volume 16 in Japanese had the same thing. But this booklet, Works and Tribute, and it's a little skinny one. This is kind of funny because if you open it, they're not holding hands with each other. It was meant to like be opened the other way. But it's okay. So some of these illustrations are in the illustration book. Got some text. Some interviews. And then the paper changes, so I don't know if you can tell. This is like white, thick paper for color, the color illustrations. And then this is like the regular manga paper. Tribute. It says chapter 2, so Works and Tribute. So not sure if these are like drawings done by other artists, kind of to celebrate the ending of the series, maybe. Not sure, but they're pretty cute, so. Glad I was able to get a hold of this one. And then the last Kimi Todoke item I got with this order is volume 3 of the spin-off series Soulmate. So this series follows Sawako and Kurumi when they're in college. And then another main character is Sawako's cousin. And I believe volume 3 is the final in this spin-off series. But I don't know for sure. But I'm really excited to read this because I was able to read the first 2 volumes online in the scans, but I did pick up volumes 1 and 2, and then this one isn't online. So when I saw that this one was out, I didn't think it was out yet, but this one was out. So I picked it up. I don't want to show any spoilers, but I can find a couple panels to share. Yeah, I'll have to flip through it and see if I can figure out if this is the last volume or not. But it's a really sweet little cover. I'm excited to have this one. I'm going to use my translator app to go through and read it pretty soon, just because I'm excited to see what happens next because of where volume 2 left off. All right, and then for the next series, Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. So for this series, I got some bookmarks and I love them. They're so cute. I had found some of these individual bookmarks on US Mercari, and they were pretty expensive, like $15 or $20 for one bookmark. But these ones were bundled together on Mercari Japan, and since I had a Buyee order open, I just went ahead and got them because it was the perfect one for what I needed. Because earlier this year, when my husband bought the Japanese volumes of Wotakoi, included with those were a bookmark for Hirunaka and Hanako. So these were the other 4 characters that were missing. So when I saw them, I wanted to get them, and we've faithfully been using those 2 bookmarks. So now we'll have some options whenever we're reading a series to choose a different character, or if we're reading a couple series simultaneously, to be able to use some of them. So it was kind of funny. I've been using Hirutaka's bookmark, and I was thinking, okay, I'll get the other 2 guys, and then my husband can have these 2 and Hanako. But then I was thinking, I want to be able to use Narumi and Ko. So I don't know. I think we'll just take all 6 of them and just kind of share them. So they're pretty short too, and they're really thin. They're like a kind of plasticky, but I really like them because they're really easy to use with the manga volumes. They just slip in and they're like invisible. They don't put any impact on the pages. So I have Now in his barista outfit, and the background is kind of yellow. All of them are kind of see-through with some little dots, but so his is yellow. Ko, hers is purple. Kabukura, his is orange. Hanako's is green, and Hirutaka is blue, and then Narumi is pink. So I'm really happy we were able to find these, and like, what are the odds that it would be the 4 characters we were missing from the set. So excited to have these and use them. Next, from Love of Kill. So I was browsing for merch. There isn't a lot for Love of Kill, especially Ringha. He's my favorite character. I do have his Nendoroid pre-ordered, and of course I have the art book and the volumes in English. But I was browsing and I found a lot of different prints. A lot of the prints that I found are illustrations that are in the art book, so I was tempted, but I also really enjoy flipping through the art book almost every day, so I was thinking I'd be okay to not get prints that are already in the art book. But then I found one that I don't think is in the art book, and so I got it. It's ring hot with flowers behind his back. And I love this. He's so cute and he's blushing. But I believe it kind of has an ad on the back for the DVD for the anime series. And I think that this came with one of the volumes, as it was a new release from one of the Japanese retailers when they released that volume. Like Animate or something, I don't know for sure which one, but it was like a one-day special that they were releasing this print with the volume. So someone was selling it on Mercari Japan and I had to get it because now when I set up my manga shelves, I'm gonna have my volumes, my art book, eventually I'll have my Nendoroid, and then I'll have his print just glancing at me with flowers, and it'll make me happy every time I look at it. So happy that I got this one and excited to get it on my shelf. The next series that I got some stuff for is Kono Oto Tomare. And I got a couple prints, but then I also got this book. I actually got this book from CD Japan, but when I did my last CD Japan haul video, I had tucked this somewhere else. And so I forgot to pull it out when I was showing everything that I got in that order. So I've actually had this one a bit longer, a couple weeks, but I was excited when I found this because Kono Oto Tomare doesn't have a lot of merch. They've had a few events where they've had some acrylic standees for sale. And I'm trying so hard not to buy any acrylic standees because I know as soon as I do, I'm just going to buy so many. But this is a little book that I got. And before I flip through it, I just want to say I did know what I was getting. So I was not surprised when I flipped through it at what it contained. But so Kono Oto Tomare, this is one of my favorite series. It has an anime and a manga, and it follows all these kids in high school that are part of a Koto club. And then here on the back, some little extra illustrations, some of the students from other schools that they compete against. And then this triangular thing here is one of the bridges that they use for the instrument. So they're just kind of made huge and they're leaning up against them. We've got two of our senseis here and then another student. But this book is actually the score for some of the songs that are performed in the series. So flipping through, it has what the score looks like for this traditional Japanese instrument. And it's kind of fun. Honestly, I wanted to have something like this because as part of this series, we see the students as they're learning how to read this and how to kind of decipher it to be able to play some of these really complex songs. So it goes with this kind of sheet music to the halfway point. And then at the halfway point, you can flip to the back and it starts from the back just as regular sheet music. So this is really exciting for me because my husband is a musician, and so I'm absolutely going to have him try to practice and learn some of this and play it for me. So I'm really happy to have this, even though I'm not going to make much use of this. It's kind of for the novelty of having it, but then I'm glad that the illustration on the front is super cute of the original members of the Koto Club. So yeah, so I did get that one from CD Japan, and I've been hanging on to it. I forgot to share it in that haul video, but then from this Buyee haul, I did also get these two prints. So this first one, this is a little print that came with the volume 27, I believe from Animate, from people who bought the volumes from a specific retailer. They were able to get this little print with it. And I love it because here in the blue t-shirts, we have all of the students from Tokase, the high school that we follow the students through. And then all of these other people in the background are from other schools and people that they compete against. And then little things in the background too, like the Koto bridges, the dragon that has some symbolism through the series with the instrument. Then in addition to this one, I also got Takinami Sensei looking pensive here. He's got some sheet music, maybe something he was working on for the club, but he looks very handsome here in his suit. And I'm not sure which volume this one came with, or if it was released at an event or something different, but I was glad I was able to find this one on Mercari Japan as well. There were some other ones that I found when I was just browsing, but a lot of them were illustrations from the covers of the manga, but I already own the manga, so I didn't feel like I needed those, as well as some of each volume has color illustrations inside, and some of those were made into prints, but I was thinking I would get these ones that I don't have anywhere else, and now I have them. So I'm really excited when I set up my shelves to add these to the display on my Kono Oto Tomare shelf. Okay, this next item is probably the highlight of this Buyee haul. Something that I found that I got really excited about as soon as I saw it. And it's an art book. So this isn't an art book for a specific series, but it is from the mangaka Ma2. And the title of this art book is just Salaryman Illustration Book. And I had to have it as soon as I saw a few images of some of the inside pages. I got really excited about it. So Ma2 has a couple series out right now that aren't licensed in English, and I haven't been able to find fan translations of them either. So if I can't find them soon, I might be really tempted to buy them in Japanese and just try to read them. I don't speak or read or understand Japanese like at all, but I typically use a translator app on my phone and just kind of hold it as I have Japanese in front of me, and then it translates it. But so this one, it has a lot of original characters just drawn in here. And because I'm not familiar with their manga series, I'm not sure if they have some of their characters from the series sprinkled in as well, because two of their series I know for sure follow adults in the workplace at offices. So they do a lot of men in suits for their manga series as well. So also flip through this one a bit. I probably will have to do like a real flip through video of this because I know a lot of people, it's not just me, I know a lot of people would really enjoy the content from this. So I'll just do kind of a quick flip through of it to give you guys a taste, just a taste of it. is one of my favorite pages. I have flipped through this already a couple times since opening it. But this art book has predominantly men in it, but I do really like the way this mangaka draws female characters as well. I really like this one too. And then some little guides for drawing. For how they draw these. This is an interview. So I don't know much about this mangaka or their series, like I said, so I'm probably going to need to read this interview and kind of see. I have been following them on Twitter, but sometimes the translate feature on Twitter doesn't really work for me, so. But yeah, toward the back, it's a little more steamy. But yeah, so Salaryman art book. I was really excited to get this one. And as soon as I put the order in on Amazon Japan, I was waiting eagerly for it. I'm glad that I realized it was on Amazon Japan because I almost bought it used on Mercari, and the copy was not in very good condition, but it was the only one I could find, but then it's still new on Amazon Japan. Okay, and next I have 2 items from Daytime Shooting Star. So my last haul video, I did just pick up all of the manga series Daytime Shooting Star volumes 1 through 12. And in English, we don't have volume 13 translated, which is extra side stories. So I picked it up in Japanese. I was considering getting it in French or another language where the volume is the same size as in English so that I could have it on the shelf next to it, but I decided to just get it in Japanese because all of the extras that I own are in Japanese, and I like the way the cover looks with the Japanese writing around them. I really don't like the spine, so this might just forever be a display copy. But I won't flip through it because it has basically the kind of concluding end stories for all of the main characters, but I'm excited to, once I reread the series in English, to kind of flip through this. I probably won't read it with my translator app because I know that this is available online to read, but I did want to get a physical of it either way. And then in addition to this, I got the Daytime Shooting Star illustration book, and it's a thin booklet, but I was really surprised when it came how big it is. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, compared to this little Japanese volume, I thought it was going to be just like this big, maybe just a little bigger than this one, but it's pretty big. So we've got her main girl, her friend, and then just a lot of fun color illustrations of the characters. Really beautiful. I love the way that the colors look. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to display this because I could just keep it slid into the shelf, but some of these illustrations are just, wow, I'd love to have them open and be able to just look at them when I glance over at my shelf. So, Daytime Shooting Star. And then another thing I got by the same mangaka for their other series is the illustration book for Tsubaki Chou Lonely Planet. So both of these, honestly, were kind of hard to find, like a copy that was in good condition because they're thin. But then also, I'm not sure if these were sold on their own or if they came with magazine releases. So they're kind of hard to find, but I was really glad I was able to find these two in good condition and at a reasonable price. This one I felt was at a good price. This one I paid a little more than I wanted to, but I'm okay with it. So this one is a little thicker and feels a little more firm than the Daytime Shooting Star one, but it is pretty thin still. So we've got the main guy here on the cover, our novelist. This is hair in a bun. And then here on the back. Go ahead and flip through this one too. I was really glad to be able to find some flip through videos of these ones before ordering them, because I always like to search for flip through videos before I buy booklets and art books, because if I see in a flip through that it's not really the content that I'm expecting or that I was looking for, I'll sometimes skip it. So I was able to get a little preview of these two, and then I was like, no, I have to get them. And it was kind of just because whenever I buy a series in English, I then go on a hunt for every bit of merch and booklets, art books, guidebooks. So because I just picked these ones up in English, it was time to go ahead and find these ones. So go ahead and flip through this one. So I'll have to look at these captions because I'm not sure if these are illustrations that appeared in magazines, or usually when they have little captions like this, they appeared somewhere else. So I'll have to check just for my own curiosity. Wow, I love this one. Got all the characters. This really cracks me up. His facial expression is the same whether he is in his casual clothes or dressed up for an event. Super sweet. Some of the volume covers. Yes, so glad to have found this one. Okay, so I'll move along to the next series, and it is Attack on Titan. So I've been collecting the Colossal editions for Attack on Titan. I also have several of the Nendoroids already, with some on the way, and one art book that I've found for the anime. So in addition to those, I got this little Shikashi board. So I would have been content if there was an art book or something that had this illustration from one of the OPs. I think it was in season 3, where it showed this like watercolor illustration of our trio when they're little. They're so adorable. There's another scene like this in the OP video of Eren when he's little with his parents. And if I can ever find that one, I'm gonna get it too. But I really loved this illustration, so I didn't just stumble upon this, I was searching for it. So I'm really glad I was able to find this one. It's going to go on my Attack on Titan shelf. And then I came across this art book, and it is illustrations by, I believe, the lead animator of Attack on Titan, the anime. And I think it's from, I don't remember what season it's from. But I stumbled upon this and thought I have to have it because I love the art style from the anime. But so we've got all of our main crew here heading to the beach. And then some of the senior members, the pros. Got Erwin, Levi, ready to have a good time. Oh, it says Wit Studio, so yeah. And then I saw this and I was disappointed we didn't have this other illustration of these other characters getting ready for their beach outing. But then I realized so one is the dust jacket cover and then one is the actual cover of some of these other characters. So I really like this art book. It does have some side-by-side, not sketches, but for the anime. I don't know if it's called keyframes or something, but so it does have some of that, but then it also just has some of the art style from the anime of the different characters. I'll just start from the back because it's easier to flip through, but so again, some where it has them side by side, but then a lot of just really pretty illustrations from the anime. Look at his expression. Yeah, so this one is super cool. I'm really glad that I found it. So adding this to my Attack on Titan collection. And then I got this huge jumbo book, the Attack on Titan key animation book for the final season, part 1. So I do really hope that they'll the title's kind of embossed there. I don't know if you can tell. I do really hope that for the part 2 of the final season, they'll release another one so that I can have them both. I know in the Japanese books, they have keyframe books that are thinner, but I looked and there are 6 of them and it's really technical. Probably 90% of the book is literally the frames and the kind of sketches for each one. But as I looked through flip-through videos and kind of saw what was in each one, I kind of decided that this was the one I wanted to get. So this is for season 4, part 1. So if you haven't gotten to that yet, there will be spoilers. And I think this is the front of it. So I think I'm flipping in the right direction, but right away, some character drawings of different facial expressions. There are a lot of illustrations that are like this with the shading for preparation for the anime, I guess. And apologies if I'm not using the correct terminology. I don't really know a lot about animation, but just thought that this book had a lot of really, really cool content. goodness. This is super cool, just like the detail, and then I don't know if you can tell like the coloring. But anyways, yeah, so there'll be several pages where it has kind of sketches and the colors, and then there will be some pages that are closer to the finished product, I guess. But I think it goes by episode. That's how they're numbered. Like episode number 70, I think. But yeah, I'm almost through flipping through the rest of the book, so I'll just continue to the end. But this is super cool, extra content, and I really hope that they do not just one for part 2 of season 4, but one that matches so that I can get the second one and have them side by side and they'll match. So yeah, so I have that one. All right, let's see. A few more to go. So next is My Little Monster. I got the fan book. I was kind of disappointed when I opened it because it's super yellow and there's a fold-out poster here at the beginning that when they put it back in, they didn't fold it on the crease, and so it just has extra bends on it. But I'm not sure yet if I'm going to keep this or if I might resell it, because I kind of just bought this on a whim because I found it cheap. And I really like the anime for this, but I haven't read the manga yet. So if I read the manga and it's just okay, I probably will not keep this. I did also get the art book in this order, and I was super disappointed when I opened it because the listing that I had found, the dust jacket was in really good condition. It's a hardcover, thick book, and all the pictures, it looked really great. But then as soon as I opened the envelope, it just smelled like smoke. So it must have been a smoker who owned it before me. And so I don't even have it in this room with me today because I hate the smell of cigarette smoke. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to try to air it out or if I'm going to just try to resell it. But I kind of feel like I won't be able to get the smell out. So I was really disappointed. I was thinking if I didn't like the manga that much, I like the anime enough to want the art book, but if I read the manga soon and really enjoy it, I'll probably try to find another copy of the art book, and then I'll maybe keep this fan book. So we'll see. Not sure about this one yet. Next is a series that I've read online, and I never even considered buying the physicals of it because so many of the volumes are hard to find, but I recently on Instagram found out about these extras. So it's Lovely Complex. There's an illustration book and a fan book. And the copies that I got are like in perfect condition. Like I bought this used, but they look like they're brand new. So this is the illustration book. Full color, really gorgeous. So this is the Shoujo High School Romance. Following these two on the cover. And the main thing about this series is that it's about a girl who's really tall and then a guy who's short. And so they're always kind of having conflict with each other, but they're friends and they're in the same friend group, but just some of the different things they go through in high school. And then the fan book, again, has some color pages here in the front, but then as fan books typically do, back to the normal manga paper, character profiles, some extra little like charts and maps. So I love stuff like this. So all of these little extras that I'm getting are gonna keep me occupied because they're in Japanese, so I have to really take my time when I am just flipping through them. But glad to have found these. Another shoujo series that I read recently that, again, the volumes are really out of stock. So I didn't even consider the possibility of owning them. One of the volumes isn't even listed on Right Stuff Anime anymore. I believe it's 10 volumes and only 9 volumes are listed, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But on eBay and Mercari, the volumes for sale on there are super pricey, but I found the art book for Sand Chronicles, and it was super cheap. I was really happy to find a copy that was in good condition, and it was really affordable. It did come with an obi, but I took it off because I don't like it. But this is a series that I don't really like the art style, but as I read it, the story was really good. It was really interesting. But then just, I like this guy so much, the main girl in it. The story and the characters are so good that just the art style just really grew on me. But so the art book. Got a poster. This is the front and back cover. And then just some of the illustrations in color from the manga. I think this one has a live action drama. I haven't seen it. I usually like to stick to manga and anime because I feel like it is so different whenever there are real people acting in the roles. So I haven't really watched a lot of live action dramas that are for the series I like, but I really like this art book. It really captures some of the really emotional moments, and I think I'll be content just occasionally grabbing this art book off my shelf and flipping through it, and then I know that it's an option to just find it online when I want to read it again. Okay, 2 more. So the next series I have is Haikyuu. So I have the latest art book for the, I think, 10th anniversary Chronicles. But so this came in a set with a bunch of acrylic standees and little cards and a couple pins, I think. And I didn't order it because I didn't want all those extra things. I didn't think I had space for them, and I'm trying to avoid getting into collecting acrylic stands. But when I saw that it came with an art book and that people were selling it separately from the standees and things, I was able to get a hold of one in really good condition. So I was really surprised when I first flipped through it that there is a lot of text. So I'm curious if this will ever get released in English, translated, because I know the other Haikyuu art book has an English release in 2023, and that one doesn't have very much text at all. But as I'm flipping through, I'm not looking that carefully because I haven't read the ending of the manga. So I don't know what happens at the end, but this is super cool. Even if it's a lot of text, it looks like there's some interviews. I don't know, or maybe just about the voice actors. And then a couple bonus chapters maybe. Yeah, not really sure. I don't really want to look too closly at it until either I read the manga to see how it ends or after the last movies come out. But I'm really excited to have this, and eventually I will go through it. And then the last thing from my Buyee order, My Dress Up Darling, the TV anime guidebook. So I was really, really surprised when I opened this, how big it is, because it's like full size. It's the same size as a lot of my big art books. It's not super thick, but like the size is pretty big. Because I was expecting it to maybe like this big. But I was really impressed with it when I flipped through it earlier. Just has a lot of the kind of character designs and little illustrations from the anime. So I do own this series in English, and character sketches, the costumes. I do own this series in English, and I have read the scans like years ago, interviews, but I need to reread it so that we can really get into the anime. We have watched the first episode, but I'd like to reread it before we really get into the anime. Yeah, so it looks like each episode there are a couple pages that kind of cover the content and open some more text at the end. So yeah, this is a series that my husband has really been enjoying. So I'm always the one that wants the art books and the guidebooks and the fan books. And my husband found out about this guidebook and I was like, yes, I need to get him into really collecting extras too. He does have some art books for video games that he likes, like Xenoblade Chronicles and The Legend of Zelda, and Sword Art Online. The art books we have for Sword Art Online he considers them to be his, so I'm just glad that he's finding different things that he likes. But yeah, so this is everything. So a super big haul where I really went crazy and just bought a ton of stuff. Just quickly go through it again real quick. So fan book, art book. I got another art book for this one that's off camera. Guidebook, art book. Extras, fan book, art book, print, volume, fan book, extra, prints, bookmarks, Shingeki board, and art book. So this is everything. If you stuck around to the end, thanks for watching. I feel like this took a really long time to go through everything, and I'm really excited about all of it, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Maybe if you don't own some of these things, because you were able to get a little sneak peek of it, maybe you'll be more confident in making a future order. But if you have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to DM me on Instagram or in the comments below. If you need any more information about where I found any of this stuff or any of the content, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But again, I hope you enjoyed watching. And now that I have all this stuff, it arrived, it's unpacked, been flipping through it all. Now I'll be able to put it all on my shelves once I get them set up. As I'm putting my manga on the shelves, just kind of deciding where to place these little extra things so that I can just really enjoy them. So hopefully my next video will be either like a collection video or my manga shelf organization video, but we'll see. But I hope you stick around for it, and thank you for watching.